Shields up, Ironbreakers, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. Another day, another weapon overview, and today is the hunting horn, the Doot Stick. Now, this is actually one of the weapons that I personally find the most challenging when it comes to, well, one of the most challenging ones when it comes to Monster Hunter World and Iceborne, because, you know, you have to kind of like memorize the songs, and I have a hard time trying to memorize all that and getting into the rhythm of doing all of that stuff. But it is also a weapon that I've always found phenomenally interesting. I'm really curious to see what is happening with this one, because it was mentioned, I believe in one of the podcasts that I did with the CMs or something like that, or was it an interview? It might have been an interview that this was going to be one of the weapons that was going to receive a big overhaul. So I don't think we're going to be looking at something that is too close to what we've seen in Rise or too close to what we've seen in World. But, you know, I'm very curious to just jump in and see what it's all about. So let's go ahead and do that. We got the bone set. Blunt weapon that can perform melodies that give you buffs. It's a little bit on the loud side. Place echo bubbles to grant special effects in an area. Melody effects also benefit your allies. Yeah, of course. Focus mode to target a monster's wounds and weak points. Well, that looks familiar. Yeah, dude. Give him the solo. Ooh, the kick. That shockwave. Bro. That looks really cool. Now, arguably, I can't really comment on a lot of these simply because, you know, I don't know a lot of the combos by head of this weapon, but it is looking phenomenal. So first things first, we have the bone set right here. This is a pretty standard set that we always get in pretty much most Monster Hunter games. This looks pretty much like the one that we get in World. When it comes to the design of the weapon, I see a lot of fur on it. It looks okay, but it's not my favorite design that we've seen so far, that's for sure. It looks very tribalistic, which goes really well with the bone set. So that's cool. It's one of the drums. I don't know about like the pieces of rebar going off here and whatnot. It looks almost like a little bit Mad Maxy in some ways. So that was the performance right there. So here it's showing us that it can do KO. It seems like midway through your just regular combos, you're going to get shockwaves. It's like, look at that. That was a shockwave right there. Another shockwave. I love that. Like, look at how fast these... That looks like performance, right? Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know exactly how the hunting horn works, because I understand a lot of people don't play hunting horn, the idea is that, you know, you do attacks and each attack corresponds to a note. But after you perform the notes, this changes depending on the game. I'm talking about the World implementation. After performing like a string of 3 notes, you're supposed to do something which is called a performance, which is usually just you press the trigger, same button that's used to block or something like that. And performance is something that requires a significant animation commitment. That's why I'm saying, is that a performance? Because it's really fast. Like, look, you play a couple of notes and then, boom, that's performance right there. You can see because the hunter's just like doing a little dance thing. That's the performance. And then you're going to hit him. You're going to see him hit the monster again. Boom. And now performing again, which is cool. Because like one of the things that you have to do in World, if you really wanted to take full advantage of all of the buffs, right? Which is not something that is super easy to do on some of the more fast-paced hunts. But one of the things that you would have to do is you have to play the notes, and then after you play the notes, you do performance, and then after performance finishes, you have to do performance again, and that increases the power of the buffs. So in here, a really cool thing that I'm seeing is that we are getting performance, and then look, smack, and then repeat performance. So I'm wondering if that is affecting like the buffs, and it's increasing the power of the buffs, and you get to interweave smacks in between like those performances, which is really cool. What was that move? Like he did a little hop? Wait, that was not enough. Look at that. Bam, performance, and then boom, the little hop with another one. That was cool. Dude, I love that animation. Look at the animation. I wonder, wouldn't it be cool? Because like here they're showing us a drum. Wouldn't it be cool if, depending on the musical instrument that it is, because some of the hunting horns are actually kind of like guitars. Wouldn't it be cool if that would actually change the animation of the weapon? Because in here you see something very drum-like. He's going to do a little dance. Like, look at that. Look at him doing the... That is so cool. Dude, that animation is so cool, dude. I love that. It looks like this is placing echo bubbles. Now, considering they're calling them echo bubbles, which, by the way, the AoE effects, this is something that we already had, at least in Iceborne. You could place down with certain horns at least, because I remember this because we recently did that video where I played a little bit of hunting horn. With that horn, you could put down like something that gave you faster stamina recovery, and it's an AoE effect that stays in the ground. So that was there, but this one's much bigger. And considering they're calling it echo bubbles, it likely means that these bubbles are going to echo the effect of whatever your hunting horn is doing. So one of the things that I really liked when I did play hunting horn was the shockwave portion of it. I remember that I used to love just like, oh, I do all of my buffs, and then it's just shockwave, because I love doing it, because it's just like big stun damage, all of that, and that's what you're going to see him do. These echo bubbles are going to basically emulate the hunting horn shockwave, which is really, really nice. Like, look. Ba-bong. You saw how the echoes did, all of them did. Like, see, ba-bong, bong. They're all echoing what the hunting horn dude is doing. Ba-bong. That is really cool. That sounds like so much fun, dude. That sounds amazing. Also, I really like the fact that rather than, you know, doing the thing that they kind of did with World, where they're talking about it being a support weapon, which leads people to believe that, like, oh, so this is not a type of weapon that you play by yourself. You can totally play solo hunting horn. It is perfectly viable, because you're going to buff yourself to high heaven, and you basically have a beastly hammer to beat monsters up with. That is pretty much what the hunting horn's all about. It just also has the added effect that it really excels when you're in a group setting, because you're buffing everybody else too. So I like the approach that they've taken here, where instead of calling it a support weapon, they're like, by the way, as an added bonus, all of this crazy stuff you're doing also benefits your teammates, which is really, really cool. And I love the moveset. The moveset's looking phenomenal. Oh, look, this is a more traditional performance. And this is the move that we have in Rise, which is just like put the horn in the monster's face. It leaves like a spike. Then you pull back and you pow, and it deals tons of damage. So this is its focus strike. Yeah, you can even see him going into the thing. Except, oh my god! Because, like, in Rise, you do this, and then there's just, like, one big hit. It's like, wow, and poof, big explosion. On this one, there's repeat attacks. I love that. Bam, 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 bam. Let me sing you the song of my people. However, a very important thing when it comes to that is the commitment. There's a lot of animation commitment to doing that. So I wonder if there's a way to maybe finish it faster or something, or you just have to wait for a really beefy opening on the monster. But I love that. That sounds phenomenal. Now this looks like the kick thing, which is, if I'm not mistaken, this was the clutch claw attack that we had in World. But I absolutely love that. I used to do it all the time because it's so much fun. You're just like, what? Boom! That was a performance. I love this one too. Like this. Bang! And that almost seemed like the thing they do with the pommel. Yeah, it's the pommel but with a follow-up. Could this be the clash? Because they've been showing usually the clash at the end. The focus clash. That looks so good, dude. Duders are eating good today, man. You guys are eating good too. Let's be honest. Oh, okay, look, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, you guys got it better than the gun. No, bro, I still think that gun lance looks absolutely phenomenal. But fellow duders out there, let me know in the comment section down below how you feeling about the hunting horn. I think it looks really, really cool. I think it looks very interesting. It's got an interesting moveset. I love how fast they're doing performances here. Like the fast performances are key. I'm very curious to see what Davi Vosk thinks about it. He actually popped up in my stream yesterday, not asked me, but he was saying like, oh, I can't wait for the hunting horn. That's the one that matters. Cause yeah, that'll be cool. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification icon, all that jazz. Is going to be one of these every single day until we leave for Gamescom. So, keep checking in. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.